Hey, this is Zahra's boyfriend, and you're listening to the Facial Recognition Comedy Podcast.
Tell them your name, moron.
My name is Asher. That's all you get.
Oh, you're not using your stage name?
No.
Why would you use your real name?
I don't know. So I'm only here for my stage name.
Wait, you wouldn't associate your professional life with this podcast?
No, because it sounds pretentious if I come on here and give my DJ name. I'm not an entertainer per se.
But you are.
Okay.
You're in entertainment. This is, an entertainment podcast.
Yeah.
Why? Come on.
Okay, well, my Instagram is DJ Styles Davis.
Okay.
My DJ name is Styles Davis.
There we go.
Yeah.
From the top.
This is Styles Davis, and you're listening to the Facial Recognition Comedy Podcast.
Okay, that was too contrived.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
so you should have just gone with the first take.
Okay, fine.
First take's always the best.
All right. Well, now we had 2 takes, so our listeners know.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everybody. This is Zahra. Fizaa has the flu, so send her some good vibes. And Pallavi's killing it in San Francisco somewhere. So, yeah, it's just me. And I've begrudgingly brought Mr. Styles Davis on the podcast.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, we tried to get you on a few times. You should thank me that I brought you here on a day that Pallavi and Fizaa aren't here.
Well, I thought that it'd be better if we had the buffer. That's why I was reluctant.
Really? Why?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of questions you're going to ask. I don't know what we're talking about.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
You don't listen to the podcast, do you? That's why. This is such a supportive boyfriend.
I used to. When we first started dating, I listened to it.
Really? And you hated it?
No, I liked it, but it was because we were first starting to date.
Oh, so you were stalking me?
No, it's just
on social media and my content.
No, it's just that, the beginning of every relationship is it's a little bit fake because everybody's on their best behavior and trying.
So you got to know more about me through my podcast and my content?
Yeah, it was insight into you. It was exciting. It was oh, she got a podcast. Let me listen. Now you've just been replaced with Rogan.
I think you were listening to Rogan way before I came into the picture.
Yeah, for sure.
Can someone explain what is the obsession with Joe Rogan? I had this tweet that got a lot of traction earlier this week, and it was inspired by you.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Thank you. Oh, this is the first time you've actually been proud of one of my tweets.
I know. I told you to tag me on it.
I did.
It seemed like it was really directed at me. It was like a sub tweet.
Yeah, it was definitely inspired by you. Now I can't find it.
Yeah.
What was it? Hold on.
It was basically guys sound all smart until you hear...
You're butchering it. Hold on. Let me find it.
Well, I'm not a comedian.
You're... Okay. But, okay. It was inspired by you. Okay. It's, where... Dudes sound so articulate these days, and then I hear it all word for word on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And that was you. I was so impressed. I was impressed because you talked about all these things that they're in the ether, but I haven't necessarily heard that point of view. And then I would hear guests say the same exact shit on the Joe Rogan podcast. And I'm like, oh, okay, this guy's just a fan.
What do we have to say? It's the most popular fucking podcast in the world. Everybody's listening to it.
It's the voice of a generation, I will say that.
Every guy is listening to it.
Every dude.
Women take issue with it, but...
No, I don't take issue with it. It's just I was swindled, I'm thinking all these guys know what they're talking about, but no, Joe Rogan and his guests know what they're talking about. And you guys are yeah, I fucks with that. And...
Yeah.
So it's you're basically just regurgitating someone else's fully formed opinion, and it's not your own.
No, we are inspired by these types of discussions.
But it's not your opinion. You would probably have never come to that opinion with those facts on your own.
First of all, hold on. I'm not a super fan. I'm not.
Yes, you are. It's always.
I'm not. I don't agree with every single thing the dude says.
We need the producer or sound engineer to chime in here. Paul, are you a super fan of Joe Rogan?
Not a super fan.
But you're a fan.
Yeah.
He's one of your top 5 podcasts that you'll have on.
Top 5, no.
No?
Top 10? Yeah,
okay.
Probably.
Okay.
I don't have time for that many podcasts, but...
Dude, it's my
Asher,
life.
is he your top 5?
Sense.
Is your top 5?
Yeah.
Top 3?
I mean, I don't listen to that many podcasts. I listen to...
You listen to Stern and Rogan.
Yes, and Marin from time to time.
And Marin, yeah. Those are the top three.
And then the podcast that we produce, that my company produces. But, like, even those I kind of stopped listening to because who has time for all this shit?
That's true.
Rogan's are like 3 hours long, so it's like I only listen when I'm in the commute, in the car. So it's like between that's enough.
It's convenient, yeah. But I mean, Rogan's a good podcast. It's just, I think the allure of it is kind of like because it's molding all the men. Like every man now sounds like Joe Rogan. Like almost every dude I talk to sounds like Joe Rogan. And it could be because I'm in LA, it's industry. A lot of people in this industry listen to Joe Rogan because he's very successful and they're trying to learn shit from him. But like every dude I talk to, 98% of the dudes I talk to, they basically sound like Joe Rogan. Replicas.
He's super influential right now, so
he really is.
But I'm not telling you, I'm not a super fan, and I don't agree with everything he says. I just think it's entertaining, and I find his guests interesting. And I don't listen to every episode. I only if he's got. I don't listen to every episode he's got comedians on. I don't listen to any of the fight episodes. I don't care about that shit.
But you can admit you don't have to defend yourself.
I feel like I'm on the hot seat right now, and I'm being...
You are lucky that Pallavi and Fizaa aren't here, though.
Right?
You are so lucky.
I know.
I'll second that one.
Yeah.
That's okay. I mean, there's some podcasts I listen to religiously that maybe you're not a fan of, that you don't get.
Like what?
But I don't necessarily express any opinions that I hear on podcasts to you.
You're making it seem like I'm passing off his ideas like they're mine, and that's not the case.
No, but there's never a citation, Like, Paul, do you do this? Like, when you, regurgitate an opinion that you've heard out in the ether somewhere, do you ever, I heard it on this podcast, or I heard it...
Oh, give credit to it?
You don't always give credit, right?
But I think subliminally, it kind of sneaks into your mind.
Yeah.
You're like, I know this, but you think it's, your own thought.
Yeah, yeah. So, in the beginning, when we first started dating... there was a lot of these quotes and things I would hear him say, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty smart. And then months later, I would see it on a Joe Rogan clip or something. And I'm like, oh man.
I said a lot of stupid shit too, the whole aliens and moon landing shit. So it's not like it's all.
Oh yeah, he doesn't believe in the moon landing
words
anymore.
Of wisdom coming from me, but.
I mean, that is very Rogan, though.
Yeah,
it is very Rogan.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I got influenced from. This is going to paint me in a terrible
No,
light.
it's not.
Yeah, I
no,
knew
it's
I should
not.
have done this.
Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
The Australian fires never existed.
Right.
Everything.
Oh, that's pretty bad right now.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of fundraisers going on, and I hope the money is actually helping. I hope it's immediate help.
I'm very cynical of relief and charity organizations. Mm-hmm. I tend to always believe that money is getting pocketed by somebody, making somebody rich. I know it's a terrible way to think.
I mean, there are some charities, I'm sure, but...
I know, but I don't know.
I mean, even the big ones.
Red Cross?
Red Cross.
Red Cross, and then the Susan G. Komen, which is the pink ribbon. That's been, the amount of money that actually sees the purpose is so small.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand, and I haven't looked up too much into this, so I don't want to sound dumb, but, if we have the capacity to drop nuclear bombs, why can't we just drop, water bombs throughout all of Australia? I don't understand, this is, I'm sorry.
All right,
let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Why can't we just drop just a whole bunch of
water balloons?
No, just fire retardant
That's
formula.
that's what they're doing. But
I know they're doing it, but
fire's too big. You saw what happens here. It's that's what they do, but there's just...
Why can't we do the water equivalent of Hiroshima on Australia? Why can't we do that?
It's it's a reaction in the bomb, when it hits.
Yeah.
So when it hits, it creates a reaction that creates all the destruction.
Why can't we do that with water?
The technology doesn't exist.
I don't understand.
Because you could release energy.
Mm-hmm. But you can't release
water.
liquid.
Yeah.
But they can release gases. You know? So
Well, that's what like the retardant is like a chemical to combat.
I don't know why we haven't figured this part out yet, you know, especially with climate change and everything that's going on. The fires aren't going away. So why haven't we figured out a better solution for this other than flying around in helicopters and just dropping liquid?
I mean, also, how feasible is it to like fly to Australia with all that stuff?
We could send it through other U.S. bases, like all over, like that part of the Pacific. You know.
Well, this is like an abnormal case. This is like
it is very abnormal, and I'm sure everyone's doing everything they possibly can.
1 billion animals.
Yeah,
that's so
but I mean,
sad.
even here, like I've lived here my whole life in LA, and like last year we had the most fire scares in at least where I live than we've ever had my whole life, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down.
No, I think climate change is just going to make it worse. So I think we really need to, I don't know, reprioritize the brush fires.
Yeah, I mean, they have to kind of get ahead of it. And
maybe we should send the troops to, like, fight the fires. Maybe that's something we could do. I don't know.
They're busy right now.
I know they're busy by other problems that are not caused by Mother Nature, but whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway.
I didn't realize you guys get so political on this.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes.
All right.
I want to talk about the fire, actually, because you're a local and you're like one of the first true like LA natives that I met out here. And I did not know that the fires were such a big deal, because if you're not living in California, you just kind of, it's like a headline that you see and then you kind of go past it. But you actually had like a very big scare last fall, right? Like you were, it was almost like very close to where you live.
Yeah, I mean, we were evacuated. We were under mandatory evacuations for like a week and a half. We decided to stay, so we were like locked in our neighborhood for a week and a half. But yeah, I mean, shit is real. It's progressively gotten worse over the years, it seems like. But fires in LA have always been a thing, and fire season has always been a thing. It's just that, like, it's progressively gotten longer. So it used to be, like, fire season was between, March and August or whatever. And now it's, like, it's starting in January and it's continuing till September. And it's, like, people are constantly on high alert for it.
So pretty soon it's not going to be a season. It's just going to be a recurring thing throughout the year.
Yeah, I mean...
It's not like award season that's, like, over after 1 month.
Because they used to be able to, dictate by the weather patterns and everything. But now it seems like... There's no rhyme or reason, and it's just, with the winds and dryness, and I don't know, we're in a bad cycle.
Is it a cycle, or is it just the way it is now? Doesn't that scare you?
It's both. Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, I mean that's this part of the price we pay for living in the hills and living amongst wilderness, and it's it's not just an LA thing. It's a California thing for sure. But
hey, Paul, do they have fires in Pomona?
Yeah, there's definitely fires out there. I mean, think about it. California is so much like it's desert.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still learning about the geography and the climate, and there's like different subclimates depending on where you are, like in the valley versus the beach.
Yeah, well, the Inland Empire is like a heat trap, so it's like extra hot, like when you get into the Inland Empire.
And dry.
Yeah, super dry. So there's a lot of brush. There's just a lot of dead vegetation.
And meth heads, from what I hear.
Yeah. And drugs.
And drugs. Is Lancaster considered part of the Inland Empire?
Lancaster.
Where is that?
By Palmdale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a little more north.
Is that north?
Yeah, it's not quite. It's like north of LA. It's not really east of LA.
So like when you're a comic and you need to like run actual time, you end up taking these like road gigs, an hour and a half, 2 hours outside of LA. So I found myself in Lancaster, and I stopped.
Was it Big Shots?
It was Josh Higuera's room.
Yeah, Big Shots.
Yeah. And this was like early on when Asher and I were dating, and there was this like very, very big Persian dude. And he was like a fan and heckling me throughout my set. And then he seemed like he was really into it. And then he messaged me this like 11 paragraph essay the next day on Facebook. He found me and he was basically like breaking down my entire set and how I will never find a husband because I'm too outspoken. And then he kept calling me like sweetheart and stuff. Meanwhile, I'm sending all these screenshots to Asher and he's showing his mom and they're just laughing at me. Like,
meanwhile, I can't get a follower when I perform out there. You should be so lucky.
But this guy was like negging me at the same time.
Yeah, that's rough.
But I also didn't feel bad for him because he was like in the middle of like it was just like a meth like valley of just meth because I stopped for gas on the way home and it was literally just like drug deals going on at the gas station like all around me.
I was at one of the gas stations near Big Shots getting gas and I'm in back of this kind of chubby black dude and this black chick comes up to him and he's like, damn, Bebo just got stabbed? And he's like, fat Bebo? He's like, yeah, like right in front of me. And
not skinny Bebo. There's a skinny Bebo, but there's a fat Bebo
and
got
a fat
stabbed.
Bebo. It's like, damn, Bebo just got stabbed, y'all.
Oh, poor Bebo.
Right in Lancaster.
I hope Bebo made it. Fat Bebo.
Fat Bebo.
We don't give a fuck about skinny Bebo. So yeah, I'm scared to do those road gigs now because you don't know.
You got to go with someone.
Yeah, I learned my lesson.
Yeah,
not me.
I know. He's like the first one to like, nope, not doing it, not it.
You don't want to drive to Lancaster just to hang out.
No, I feel like I've worked out there before. I mean, I got a friend that's from there, and there's a nickname for it. I don't know if it's like the official nickname, but he calls it the Dirt.
The Dirt?
Yeah. Like
Lancaster is known as the Dirt?
Yeah.
What's it like DJing in the Dirt?
I want to say Ratchet. Yeah. I did this club this must have been like 10 years ago, though. And, it wasn't great.
But 10 years ago is when you were doing a lot of crazy gigs, right?
I mean, yeah. 10 years ago, I would say yes to everything. So I would do anything and everything. What
was the craziest gig you've ever had or done?
The craziest gig? Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember I DJed at a house party in Santa Cruz when I went to school up there when I was in college. And I DJed, there's a house in downtown Santa Cruz called the Church House. And it was a former church that they turned into a rental unit. So
they throw parties and stuff in there.
So yeah, whoever was living there would throw fat ass parties there. And it was the Church House.
Wait, so they converted the church into like residential property? So people were actually living there?
The place started as residential property, became a church, and then at some point was like decommissioned from a church and turned into just rental properties again. And it would become student, like,
So the kids who went to UC Santa Cruz would throw parties there?
Well, whoever was living there, yeah, would throw fat ass parties.
Okay.
And I remember I DJ'd, this was probably senior year.
Was this when you were still DJ Styles Davis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
we don't want to tell people what your first DJ name was.
That was never I was never like DJing professionally under that name. DJ India? What's wrong with DJ India?
It's like when I met you, I didn't even know that you actually like associated
embraced my Indian culture.
Yeah, I didn't know you embraced your Indian identity.
I didn't. It was just I thought
and that the fact that early on, before you even became a professional DJ, you called yourself DJ India.
Yeah.
With a Y.
With a Y, yeah. That's the only reason I think Y it was cool, because it was just, yeah.
So you weren't DJ India when you got to UC Santa Cruz? This was just a high school thing?
Oh, no. I was, because I didn't develop my moniker Styles Davis until later, after doing tons of mushrooms, listening to jazz for like 3 years. And then I came up with my name, yeah.
So this was sometime during college. During a mushroom trip, you decided to change your name to Styles Davis.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily during a mushroom trip, but like it was influenced by that, yeah.
You had a revelation.
Yeah.
I had a revelation during my last trip.
Did you?
My last trip.
What was it? Did you already talk about this? Have you talked about this on the podcast?
No, I haven't really talked about it. I talked about doing it over the holiday, but this is going on a tangent. It kind of felt like a vacuum to your brain.
A vacuum to your brain, so like it cleaned up?
Yeah, it cleaned up a lot of the crap and got all the dirt out of the way. So it kind of like like unlocked a lot of things that were kind of hidden, or like things that were pushed aside by other things that aren't very important. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it was good.
That's great. That's a good outlook to have on it.
Yeah, I would do it again. I didn't find a new professional moniker though, like you.
I'm telling you, it didn't happen in the midst of the trip, but it was influenced by that.
Okay, so you were DJ India at the time, and you were DJing at a church party.
I was DJing the church house. Yeah, it was like one of the final parties, and it was fucking cracking. It was like.
Why? Was there crack?
No, it was like 300 people crammed in this house vibing out. I remember it was so dope of a party because I played The Rooster by Outkast, which is like not a club song. Like it was a song for me, and people were vibing to it, and I remember the energy was super dope. And that's
people were on your vibe, that means. So you were kind of running the party.
I was running the party, and everything I was playing was like working. And then somebody got shot.
Somebody got shot at the church?
So that's like where it got crazy.
What?
Yeah. Well, they got shot outside, and it was a friend of mine. He got shot at. He didn't get shot, but like...
Wait, you've never told me this story. So you were DJing a party,
mm-hmm.
and it was popping, and then your friend got shot.
He got shot at. Somebody ran in and was like, yo, they just shot at Fernando. And
was the shot meant for Fernando?
So these guys like pulled up. So Santa Cruz is funny because
Fernando's your friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Santa Cruz is funny because it's like.
Was this your roommate?
No.
This is another friend.
Yeah.
And you weren't involved in whatever dealings Fernando had going on?
No, I was DJing. And then they came in and were like, yo, these guys shot at him. And I was like, oh. But then like nothing happened. Like cops didn't come, party didn't stop. Like nothing happened.
What?
It all just continued on. And I was like, yeah, it's fucking crazy.
What happened to Fernando?
So Santa Cruz is weird because like it's, this small, wealthy city that brings like predominantly students in for the school.
Yeah.
But then there's like all these locals that live there, and the local...
But they're mostly like hippies, right?
No.
No?
These local motherfuckers had like a chip on their shoulder, and they hated the students. So there was always like drama between locals and students.
But like, what's the demographic of these locals? Are they like upper middle class? Are they?
Oh yeah, they're middle class and upper middle class, but like they still had this like chip on their shoulder that like you guys are in our fucking town, and they were always causing drama.
But it's a university. Like, it's not your fault.
I know, but it's a small city, so it's like if, the population is predominantly out-of-town students, relatively wealthy. I don't know, these kids just had a chip on their shoulder. So they were always causing drama.
So it was the local kids.
Yeah, it was always whenever there were like issues at parties and stuff, it was always locals trying to fuck with the students. Locals trying to crash the parties, and then there being like problems.
So these local kids, were they like in high school or something?
No, these were like college kids.
So why didn't they go to college? Or these are kids that didn't go to UC Santa Cruz.
Yeah, it's like being here in LA, and it's like, kids, not every kid goes to UCLA. And so they would want to start shit with the kids that went to UCLA.
So they were pissed that they didn't get into UC Santa Cruz. That's basically what happened.
No, I don't know if they even applied. It was just
because they were too dumb to apply.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's just that there was a rift between locals and students.
That just means they're haters.
I don't know.
That's how I would view it.
No,
but anyway, so these guys, the locals, were causing trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And then, were there other shootings? Or was this the only party that you were DJing at where there was a shooting and nothing happened?
There was always shit popping off. There was always things going down because for a variety of different reasons. But I'm talking about this one incident. This is what happened.
Jesus.
So they tried to pull up and were like, I don't know. I was DJing at this time, so I don't have the full details, but essentially they tried to step up to my friend Fernando. Fernando was talking shit, and a guy pulled out a gun and shot it next to him at his, like, by his ear. Like, shot it just to, like that,
Did that ruin his hearing?
I think so, yeah.
Is he okay?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in like 20 years, but that was the last night I ever spoke to him.
Okay.
Shout out Fernando. He used to cut my hair.
Aww.
Yeah. Nice guy.
Thanks, Fernando.
Yeah.
He took care of your hair.
So that was
and you never checked in on whether he's okay. Is his hearing okay?
He was fine. That was the whole point. Was like they came, they did their thing. It didn't interrupt the party. No cops came.
The party was so poppin'.
Raged on, yeah. Like it didn't even stop.
Like not even a shooting could stop this party.
Didn't skip a beat.
You did such a great job.
That was fun.
Great job, DJ India. That's funny. But okay, so why did you change your DJ name?
I don't think there was like a real reason behind it. I just came up with a cooler name.
Were you just trying to be like Diddy, just change your name every few years or
I wasn't
something?
like a professional DJ when I had DJ India. I wasn't like, I was just starting to become professional while I was in college. And even by the time I landed my first official residency, I changed it to Styles Davis. So, yeah.
But that was a name that you decided, like, okay, I'm a professional now?
No, I didn't put thought into it. I'm not like, I'm a professional and I got to get business cards and this and that. It was just like...
Well, when did you decide to make, like, the switch?
To the name?
To being a professional DJ. Like, when were you like, all right, I'm not fucking around and doing house church parties, my friends getting shot?
That
like,
didn't happen until, like, 2 years after I graduated college. Because I came back to LA, I started working in my 9 to 5.
You had a grown-up job after college.
Yeah, and it sucked. And I was like, fuck this. I'd rather just DJ. So that's what I did. I worked there for like 2 years, and then I gave my 2 weeks, and I was like, I'm going to go DJ. And the boss was like, that's a terrible idea. And that was it.
And was this when you were working at Revolt?
No, that all came later.
Okay.
Once I was like working with DJ Sid and everything. No,
Okay.
I was working for Extreme Music, which is like one of the biggest music production libraries, publishing libraries in the world.
Any regrets about leaving?
Not really, no. But it was a cool job. I mean, it was like, yeah, it's a cool industry. I'm fascinated by it. But they wanted me to like go into, so I was like the office admin, assistant or something.
That's
like
not
that.
fun.
Yeah, I was like receptionist. Basically.
There's
I was getting
no
coffee
growth.
and getting
But those are the jobs that you get out of college. So.
Yeah, no. They had an opportunity for me to become, but I would have been sales, and I'm not a sales guy. I hate people. I hate talking. I hate being forced to talk on a microphone. So,
You're doing so good though.
okay.
You're good when you talk.
Okay.
It's a thing.
Okay.
You should try it more often.
Meh.
Why?
Meh.
You got charisma. You could do it.
Okay.
Okay. So everybody thought you were crazy. Your boss, who you gave your 2 weeks notice to, was like, "That's a terrible idea. You're going to quit this to
Not
be
crazy.
a DJ."
Yeah. No. He said. This is what he said. He said. There's a million DJs, or like something like that. Like, like, why are you doing that? And in hindsight, like, yeah, he's right. Like, I just got lucky and fortunate where I landed.
Yeah, because you're a good DJ.
No, well, even past that with like,
Well, but also you were doing something right? Because you made a career and a living out of being a DJ for a while.
yeah,
And you worked with you still do work with some of the biggest DJs
yeah.
and producers.
I'm a good DJ and a bad DJ. I'm both.
I don't explain yourself.
Because I like really when it comes down to like defining a DJ, like amongst everything else, it's just like, can you just rock a party and make people have fun? Right?
You can do that. I see you do that.
I could do that. I just don't really want to, like a lot of times. My problem, and what a lot of DJs have as a problem as well, is that they want to play the music that they want to play for themselves. This has been like...
You're not doing it for the people. Like, you're not DJing as a service. You're DJing as an artist.
Well, there's 2 approaches. There's one that's like, you're supposed to be there to rock the party, make everybody have a good time, and just play what they want to hear. The other is... I'm an artist and I want to educate and I'm going to teach you good music and like all this, So,
Paul, isn't this what comedians go through? Like the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I find, like, the parallels between DJing and comedy is...
Very similar.
Stand-up comedy is so similar, yeah.
Well,
There's so many, but...
In performance of it, I think so. Like, I think you call it programming, where you're trying to figure out, like, what to play next and what to jump to, what to transition into and stuff. Like, we have to do that on stage, like reading the room, figuring out what's working with the crowd and all of that. But
or even ahead of it before,
Yeah.
like if you know, oh, I'm doing this corporate gig for like a bunch of dentists, like you tailor your content for that, and it's the same for us. It's like
those teeth jokes,
Yeah.
they're killing.
but it's the same for us. It's like
Teeth jokes never kill, by the way. You can't ever make fun of teeth. Like no one can see teeth from the stage. Anyway,
okay.
side.
Thanks for that word of wisdom.
Now you know. I mean, using dentists as a corporate... All right, never mind.
It was an example. Okay, it was a
yeah.
bad example.
No. It's
but what
fine.
I'm saying is that
we'll
you
go with that example.
You have to prep just as we do. You have to set yourself up for success. So that means
Yeah, but DJs have it a little bit easier, I think, because you're often playing someone else's music.
Oh, hold on. Don't even get it twisted for 1 second. It's way harder to be a stand-up comedian.
Wait, what did you say that again?
It's way harder.
Wait, what? Hold on.
That's not even a question. Like, what you guys do is like literally every single eyeball and pair of ears is focused on you. And it's like with us and with DJs, like there's all these smoke and mirrors, there's fucking fog machines, and there's go-go dancers, and there's bottle service,
And they're already drunk, usually.
streamers, and they're already drunk, and the barrier, the entry for like making them happy is so much lower than it is for
the
like
bar is low.
Yeah.
For sure. And it's not your own material. So if it sucks, you just put on another song or, you can transition and it's fine.
Yeah, although you have to know what to play right. I mean, that is tough. There's still similarities, right?
There are,
if I can bomb and clear the floor, what I call clearing the floor.
We call it walking people out.
Okay.
Yeah, walking the room.
Yeah, we used to call it being Moses because you would just part the sea.
To see.
And I've parted the sea so many times, and it's like a rite of passage for DJs. Like basically, there's two sayings. Like if you've never cleared the floor or if you've never been pulled off, like you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
And I've had both happen to me.
You were pulled off at a wedding.
Huh?
Remember we did Debbie and Parham's wedding.
Oh, that's fine though. I've been like really pulled off.
Yeah. Oh.
I've been pulled off at like the #1 club in LA. Like, yeah, you got to get off.
What? Why? What were you doing?
Playing the wrong songs.
Like just over and over. It was just like a string of just like bad songs.
No. It was like the first time I was there, and I didn't understand the scene and the music. It was like a Hollywood industry night, which is different than like a Friday night.
Is that still like the Tuesday night thing? The Monday night thing?
Yeah, they've changed their venues. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I came in trying to play the same like music that I would play on Saturday at a different club for a Saturday crowd, and the guy was just like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like, no, get off. And he's notorious for doing that. Like, he's done that to many other DJs. So it was.
So it is like a rite of passage.
Yeah,
kind of.
And I came back from it. Like, I still continue to work with him for a certain amount of time before I quit. But
is this the guy you yelled at and said you quit?
There's a guy that yelled at me and fired me, and then I kind of quit after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're fired. Well,
Yeah,
I quit.
Yeah, you can't fire me. I quit. Exactly. It was that.
Was this also around the time that you were DJing with what's her name?
Samantha
Ronson?
Mm-hmm. No, this was after that.
After. Okay.
Yeah. The thing I did with Samantha was cool because I built that. That was like, I had a residency in Venice on Abercrombie.
This was the Brig?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she would just come in and hang out. And then she was like, oh.
This is a place that Perez Hilton would often be talking about. Like, Lindsay Lohan was here at the Brig.
So Lindsay would come see her because that's her girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or her ex-girlfriend.
And you were there in the DJ booth while they were making out in the DJ booth.
No. By that time, they had already broken up, and they weren't, like, I don't know. I'm not trying to get into some TMZ shit, but, like, she's a weirdo. Like, she was, like, stalking Samantha and something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember those days. She was down a downward spiral, and you were there in the background.
Yeah. She was cool.
Running the party.
She was cool. There was a bunch of weirdos that came through there. celebrity weirdos.
Are there always weirdos around celebrity DJs?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, celebrity, yes, for sure. Celebrity DJ brings like a different kind of crowd out.
Why is that? Why do the celebrities always find, like, attract weirdos in their posse?
Well, I think by nature of being a celebrity, you're going to attract weirdos. And then when you become a DJ or you put yourself in those positions where you're like accessible to the public and stuff, it just, encourages that. And
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it kind of bugs me a little bit because, like, some celebrities are, like, really smart and charismatic individuals, and they're kind of sharp. So it kind of bothers me when there's, like, someone who's just, like, so weird and so off in their crew. Like, where did you pick up this freeloader, and why are they here? And they're kind of ruining the party, and they feel like they have authority to tell me how to do my job. Like, because they're a part of the crew, the celebrities' crew, like, there's often these type of, like, personalities that are, like, I never understand it.
I don't know. You hang out with more celebrities than I do.
I think a lot of comics just have weirdos around them. I don't know.
You're talking about something else. Yeah.
I don't know.
Comedians in general, I think, you're a special group.
You calling me special? Mm-hmm. Special, like, weird, or special, like, gifted?
Both.
Special, like, short bus special?
No.
Okay.
No, never that.
Okay. At least you said it on air. Sad. So, okay. You've been doing the DJing thing for a while. You've had the opportunity to probably meet some of your heroes. Is the Hollywood saying, like, never meet your heroes? Do you think that applies to any examples or any heroes of yours that you've met?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's always better to keep that idealized version in your head, I think.
Yeah.
Very rarely has it, like, I don't know. I mean...
Well, so who surprised you with, like, being a really great, like, kind of upheld that idea in your head of them?
I don't know. No one? No one really.
No one? Like, once you met them, you're like, oh, he's just a dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're all like that. I think that's what I take away from meeting these people that I grew up idolizing is that, like, they're just kind of regular people for better or for worse. So, like, I just happen to think most people are strange, and, like, I'm not.
You're strange.
I know. So it's like, meeting people that you hold in this, like, on this pedestal, and then just seeing, like, they're just regular people that, like, sometimes aren't even that social either, or, like, they're socially awkward. And so
a lot of artists are introverts.
That's what I find interesting is meeting people that are, like, constantly in the limelight. They live in that world, and yet they're still very, recluse, or, like, standoffish or antisocial.
Aloof.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yeah. So I just need to become a celebrity, get that celeb money, and then I'll fit right in.
I'm all about you getting this money. Yeah. I don't know about the fame. I don't know how you'd handle that.
I don't want fame.
I don't need side hoes in my life. I don't know.
No,
Not into it.
I have no interest in fame.
I don't know. Paul, do you want fame?
Sure.
Yeah?
I'll take it.
You'll take it?
Who's offering?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet what I want.
Oh, you want it. Stop lying. I
want enough of it where I sell out shows. Is that fame?
To an extent, yeah.
Like, I want an army of my people. I want my people to come find me, and I want it to happen as quickly as possible.
I think that's the key. I think you got to build a fan base that can sustain you.
I'm working on it. Okay. It's happening. Okay. I mean, right now it's just like a bunch of...
Yeah, well, you got that fat dude from Lancaster.
That's for sure. That's a callback. We got a DJ bringing the callback.
Bebo.
Oh, listen, if I wasn't doing this DJ shit, I would be up on stage with you.
I think you would. So this is why this works, because outside of comedians, he's like one of the funniest people I know.
Yeah.
No, I just like to say crazy shit, and I feel like you guys can say crazy shit because you use this, like... artistic license, this comedian, license, and I love that.
I don't think I say crazy shit.
No, you don't. But I would.
I say crazy shit on stage.
I feel like you could say crazier shit. No, that's what I mean.
I save the crazy shit for the stage.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say crazy shit. Like, when are we, like, when we're together, we're alone?
No, I'm talking about on stage.
Or where we're with friends and family. And I'm not going to say crazy shit in front of your parents, you know?
Well, I do, but I'm saying.
Would you say crazy shit in front of my parents? Probably not.
I would say a word in front of your parents.
See?
Just going to sit there like a good,
like a good Muslim boy that you're going to convert to.
Yeah. With my Quran.
With your Quran.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
Is that how you pronounce it?
How'd you say it?
Quran.
That's a very anglicized way of saying it.
Yeah. Well, I'm Anglo.
Half. Actually, you're not. Are Jews considered Anglo?
No.
So you're not Anglo at all.
Yeah, but I'm American. It's the same thing.
I mean, I'm American.
Yeah.
But you and I are not the same thing. I don't know. We haven't figured this out yet. You're an alien.
Yes. That is for sure.
Yeah. He has this theory, Paul, that we're all part alien.
Joe Rogan, yeah.
Is that also from fucking Joe? Oh my God!
Listen, he's touched on it. It's not his.
Why? It's not your theory.
No, I think it's
when you told me this, you were like, "I have this theory."
Okay.
You said, "I have this theory."
No.
I have the video. I have it on video because it was a very nice drunken
I remember I was
starlight
wasted.
moment, and
Yeah.
you said, "I have this theory." Oh my God!
It didn't come from Rogan, but
Fellas, stop taking Joe's stuff. Stop. Okay, if you're just gonna say something you heard from the Joe Rogan podcast, just give him the credit, please.
Annotate it? No.
Citation, please.
That's not where it came from. I had that belief before that, but it's been emphasized.
Well, there's no way to prove that now,
there's
is
a whole Netflix series, or there's Ancient Aliens is like all about that shit.
Yeah.
Which is the most amazing
There's
show
also the
ever.
theory that the pyramids were built by the aliens.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you believe in that too?
Or people in homage to the aliens.
Maybe. I don't know.
We don't know anything, okay? We're all just guessing, and it's like... Yeah.
It's true. I'm sold. I'm convinced now.
It's just selling conspiracy theories.
Yeah, we're not gonna. We don't need to get into this. You can literally pull up any Rogan episode right now.
Yeah,
talking about it.
You know what? Maybe I should just stop listening to you and just start listening to Joe Rogan's podcast.
There we go.
Oh my God! But why though? What is why are we coming back to this? What is the obsession with Joe Rogan?
I'm telling you, it's.
Is it just because he's like a?
It's the guests, and it's the free range topics, and it's. I mean, yeah, they regurgitate a lot of stuff, but I don't know. I just find it interesting.
But it's like you and tens of millions of men like you.
Although, okay, it is getting a little bit scary because today I noticed on my way to work today, it was like an hour commute. And for a good 20 minutes, I had the podcast on, I was listening to it. But for a good 20 minutes, I kind of knocked out and was thinking of something completely different while it was going on. I was in this hypnosis.
Yeah.
And then I got to thinking oh man, what if this is there's some subliminals that are getting,
You are all turning into Joe Rogan. It's happening. It's subliminal. It's direct. It's in all different ways. And it's a little scary because all of you have the same opinions. You all talk about the same shit. I'm surprised no one's trying to sell me elk meat. I don't understand what is happening.
We're getting there. I'm going to get you some elk meat.
Do they sell it now? Can I find elk meat at Ralph's?
No, we're going to start hunting.
Can we do halal elk meat?
Maybe.
I think they do halal elk meat, actually. I don't know. What were we going to talk? Oh, yeah. So we have a few. Are we ready for segments yet?
Yeah.
Can we do segments? Okay.
Well, there's actually a structure to this podcast.
There are some. We do free range, and then we try to end the podcast with segments.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So there's actually we're talking about this earlier, and then you started quoting Joe Rogan again. So you're half Indian and half Jew. We just discovered Jews are not Anglo. So what? So do you actually identify with being Indian at all?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you do, so a lot of us have, us first generation South Asian kids, we all kind of have this struggle where we get we grew up getting really weird questions we always had to like field weird questions about like our ethnicity, our food, our clothes. Does your dad work at 7-Eleven? Stuff like that. So did you ever growing up have to deal with like weird questions? Like what is the weirdest or most insulting question?
Only one question. It was only one question.
And what's that?
Is what are you?
Well, because
I know, but that used to upset me to no end. And
because you're ethnically ambiguous. They didn't have that term back then, but that's what you are.
Yeah, but I was just like always like, who cares? Well, why do you care? I never ever in my entire life ever asked somebody what are they. I just never cared, and I don't know why anybody else cared about me, or what does that have to do with anything?
I think it's a way that people
identify and like I know, I get it, but it's a weird fucking thing.
It is weird, but I don't know, like I get this question all the time, mostly by Uber drivers, but like all the
because
time.
they want to find some common ground with you, and they think that it's like exciting, but I think that's fucking weird.
Or they think you're attractive and they want to know what you're made of, or
why would you want to know what they're made of? Like,
or they want to, I think people relate to a part of people's identity is like their ethnic background or whatever, So if you have some relation to their ethnic background, like they want to create some sort of kinship or, relate to you.
Yeah, I think like me.
But you found it annoying.
Yeah, I honestly feel like I am like a 100%. I'm American. Like I'm born and raised here in LA. Like I have a very American identity.
Well, yes, so am I. But people will assign other identities outside of being American to you.
But for their own like personal gain.
Or for their own personal gain, or to other you. Like I had to deal with this since 9/11 a little bit before, where, oh, your name is Zahra Ali. We're going to search you every time you come to the airport, like stuff like that. And people assign me that identity. There's nothing I can do about it, but I'm American.
No, I know. I mean, I got that too. And me and my mom used to joke about that like all the time. Like, we're going to go to the airport and get the,
it's always like a coin toss.
The personal treatment, but...
The personal treatment.
Yeah, but like that makes sense to me. Okay, that was a reaction out of like whatever, and it's embedded in these weird like racist ideologies or whatever.
Yeah.
But to I don't know, just...
Okay,
like,
so was this like growing up in elementary school where people would be like, dude, what are you?
Yeah.
Why? Or was it like, you look weird? What's your
No,
thing?
it wasn't like a negative thing. It was just like, it was out of genuine interest for them to identify.
But did you take it negatively?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm like, what the fuck? Who cares?
Because you were a kid and you weren't,
even into my adult life, I'm still, if you ask me that, I'm like, who cares?
People probably ask you this every day, though.
It slowed down a little bit, I think.
Well, now I think people are more conscious of it, but...
Yeah, because it's kind of it's a personal thing to ask somebody, and I don't know, my struggle with it was like, what validation, what do you get out of knowing that fact now? And again, it's like what you said, it's just people like that. They feel...
people, I mean, I think it's a very similar question to where are you from?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if I say I'm from Jersey and people like stop there, I respect that because they're like, oh, they're just trying to understand like why I have a different vibe or like what has,
but
influenced me.
I think that's a valid question. Where you're from? Like, I don't have a problem with that. Especially
but then some people
transplants. But
then some people use where are you from, which is the wrong question because they're really which is what they're trying to say is what are you? Why do you look? What like shade of brown are you?
Right.
What is your brown made of and stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it.
So how do you usually respond to that question?
I would just tell them, I guess. I would be... No, I would say I'm American. And then they would be like, no, what do you... I'd like give them shit. I'd make them go
all do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you make them ask like 2 or 3 follow-up questions.
Yeah, I would make them like really just say the guttural like... base of the question, which is like, what kind of brown are you, basically, or like,
Yeah.
But
when did you, because this was on your profile and it was witty.
What profile?
Your coffee meets bagel profile.
Okay,
And I almost swiped left.
No, I had to ask because I had so many different dating profiles. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember we were on a date and your Tinder was going off. So I do
That's not
recall.
tr- that's not
It's true, though. It's true. It was a thing.
did I like swipe it away real quick?
No, you just turned your phone over.
Oh, okay. That's classy.
You're a very classy guy. Yeah. So you put down Hindu on your profile. When did you start like identifying as a Hindu?
That's like an old ass joke that me and my family have had for a long ass time. Like me and my sister, I think, would say it all the time.
So you've just been saying that as a kid.
Oh yeah.
That's like your identity.
Oh yeah.
So is that how you respond to people when they ask, "What are you?"
If I was feeling like, friendly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that should just be your standard response. No?
It's just, I don't know. It's
After American. Maybe the follow-up question.
What'd you say?
It's the follow-up question,
Oh, after American.
After you say I'm American.
African American.
No, sorry. After.
I could be African American. My family's from Africa. So why couldn't I? See, that's why I'm just saying it's a stupid conversation. We're all aliens. So what does it matter?
Stop. Wait, but you're not African by ethnicity. Your parents just like there's like a couple of generations that went through Africa.
Yeah.
They were immigrants to Africa. And then they found their way outside of it. Yeah. So, okay. This is why I want to do 23andMe. I want to figure out what everybody is.
For what,
Aren't
though?
you curious?
No, I really don't care.
You're really not curious?
I don't.
Really?
I don't. I feel like it's a lot of time we're spending thinking about stuff that doesn't matter.
Well, but also if you find out like what your genetic makeup is, you can like, adjust your life to be prepared for certain things that you might be prone to,
I'm already, look, I'm half like Hasidic Jew, Ashkenazi Jew, like I know I'm going to have a litany of health problems. I'm just prepared for anything.
Well, I know I'm going to get diabetes, if that helps. So we're just going to be like ailing together.
That's not good. That's a bad one. You don't want that.
I think it's just going to happen. Like I can delay it.
I'm going to cut this little foot off. What's going on?
No. I think I'll have my feet for a long time. I'll probably be in the wheelchair before I lose my feet. Honestly.
This is not good. We can't.
It's more my knees more than anything else.
I don't like this just acceptance.
What do you mean?
So you just want to do 23andMe so you'll know the diseases that you're prone to so you can just embrace them.
No, I'm not going to embrace it. I mean, I'll change my lifestyle and stuff,
Why don't you just change your lifestyle now?
I try. We were supposed to do a meal prep today.
And what happened? I went
You
and
ate
got
a
burrito.
You're the one who ate a burrito, not me.
I know.
Anyway, now we're just fighting. Okay, so that was the question. And the other segment that we usually ask.
Wait, what was that last segment? What was the segment?
The segment, what was a weird question that you've gotten as a brown kid?
Got you. Okay.
What's your weirdest brown kid question? And your common question is, what are you? Which is what a lot of us get. Actually, yeah, but like you have a distinct makeup, but you don't really tell people that unless you're feeling friendly.
Nah, it's none of your business.
Is that how you respond?
Yeah.
This is why people hate you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next question. What's the next question, Paul? Is it the South Asian celebrity?
Yeah, South Asian.
Oh yeah. Who's your favorite South Asian celebrity?
I don't even know any.
Yes, you do. You know so many. You watch them. You watch them on Netflix.
That list is so short.
It's a short list. That's why you watch them
my favorite
on HBO.
South Asian celebrity.
Yeah, comedian, musician. I mean, there's so many.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like a good 30 basically. I
mean, I got to know Russell through you, and he's pretty cool. I don't know him that well, but he's dope. But my favorite, just I like their work, and even if I don't know them or anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a big Office fan, so Mindy Kaling is pretty cool.
What?
Even though I knew I was going to upset you.
Oh my God! What?
I said that just to upset you, but
wait, did you just say that to upset me?
a little bit. But honestly, who are the other celebs? Padma Lakshmi?
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess her.
Really? Are you just naming people who are coming to your mind?
Yeah, because I don't know anybody. Like, who else is there?
Kumail Nanjiani, you watch him on Silicon Valley like all the fucking time.
Okay, yeah. He's my favorite right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Hassan Minhaj?
What if anybody...
Aziz Ansari.
I don't want to, like, shit on, like...
No, we're not shitting on anyone, but, like, okay. I thought you would just easily say Kumail because you watch Silicon Valley.
I forgot about him, but yeah, I like him. See, this
is why, like, talking to a mixed guy, like, they don't really care about, like,
because I'm not, like,
identity
building
like
my
that.
list of, like, you know.
Because, you know what? Because you don't think of it as, like, a, you know, like a...
Identity.
You don't, yeah. It's not your, you don't
You're
think
like
of it.
One of these, you're this woke generation likes to play these identity politics.
We're the same generation, you moron. We're the same, bless you, Paul sneezed. We're the same generation.
Oh, okay.
But I think the difference is when another Pakistani kid becomes a celebrity, is spending $1 million to get a six-pack to do a Marvel movie, that's like someone I'm gonna remember because it's like, oh, that the big kid's doing it, you know. So like,
I don't care. Like, if I like you, you're funny or you're good.
I mean,
at what you do.
I'm like that about artists that I like, but when it's someone that like you have some sort of like share an identity with, it like hits a little different.
So who are the other major stars that could have been on my list that I'm forgetting?
And we pretty much like named a lot of them.
There's like 5.
Humble the Poet.
I have no idea who that is.
Who's that guy? Who's the producer? Naughty Boy.
Oh, really? That dude's Indian?
Yeah,
I didn't know
he's
that.
Pakistani.
He had like one song.
Okay. I don't know. There's like Aziz Ansari.
Nah, not my thing.
I mean, Russell's probably still on top of that list, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're a big fan of Monrock.
Yeah.
Who's been on this podcast.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of all you guys.
Aw, that's sweet. Thank you for saying that at the very end of the podcast.
Had to get something in there.
I forced you to come on. All right. We got to wrap it up. Where can our people find you?
You
don't want them to find you.
I've like
Where are you DJing in LA next?
I'm at Elevate, so you can. Well, they're about to shut down. Oh, you're putting me in a.
You DJ here. At Harlow in West Hollywood.
Yeah. I think just follow me on Instagram, DJ Styles Davis, and you can catch me in Hollywood or downtown LA and bouncing around. Harlow.
And where can other DJs hit you up or find all your projects?
We didn't even talk about my business.
We didn't talk about any of that. You don't want to talk about it.
That's okay. Yeah, DJs, check out DJ City, Beat Source. We'll have to just be for the next conversation.
You're just going to have to come on again and promote that.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody, come out to our shows. We are going to be in San Francisco on Friday, January 24th. We have an 8 p.m. show and a 10:30 p.m. show. It's going to be part of San Francisco Sketch Fest. So come out. We're at Cafe du Nord. You can find tickets on the Sketch Fest website. And we're going to be in New York, January 31st, back at the New York Comedy Club. That's 11:30 p.m., our usual time slot there. And you can use the promo code FRC on the website for New York Comedy Club to get $10 off. Use the promo because that's how we get paid. Thank you. And our socials, Facial Rec Comedy on Twitter, Facial Recognition Comedy on Instagram, and everything else. I'm Zahra Ali. You can find me at Really Zahra on all the socials. And Fizaa and Pallavi weren't here tonight, but you can find Pallavi at Pallavi Gunalan on social medias and our website, and Fizaa Dasani on the socials. I think I got everything. Paul, is there anything else?
No.
Okay, we good. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thanks.